Now we know the reason why the Americans want to fight China out of Jamaica. They're saying we have a port in Jamaica, a massive port, that China have 45% shares in, and that's a risk. Heh. How is that a risk? Hmm? They say they want fairness so they can get American work in Jamaica. So you're saying fighting out China so you can bring in America in Jamaica. Right now in Jamaica, there are many Chinese business that giving Jamaican works. Or work, I should say. Why is it that a problem to you that I'm asking? Why is it that's a problem to you, China, having business in Jamaica and giving Jamaican work to do? How comes the harbor are your problem? It seems like every country that has something and it's benefiting the people, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. If it's not from you, it is not okay. It's like some people. You see, if you no benefit from them, it don't make no sense. Them do everything for dismantle it. Because what? It's not from them. What kind of... I say to the Prime Minister of Jamaica still and the government then. Be wise. Don't be foolish and don't be stupid. Yes, a lot of American money spending in Jamaica. Because tourists come to Jamaica. See? But what made the infrastructure in Jamaica? How many infrastructures have the Chinese done? How many has the American done? Do the math. It is total madness. What the problem? What's the problem? What you mean? China's risk because of the what? Yahweh. Yahweh, I don't know where the phone is. I can't remember what it mean. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on, but I can't believe the woman said because of the harbor. Two things, Two things in Jamaica why they want to make sure China not really get as close. The harbor, the Yahweh phone. Yeah, something like that. Remember what the phone name? But I'm going to post the video if you know you listen where she said out a fear amount.
Greetings everyone and welcome back. I hope you are doing well. Today we are talking about a topic that has people not only in Jamaica but around the world asking some serious questions. So let me ask you this. What happens when two of the world's biggest superstars suddenly become very interested in one small island? Is it friendship? Is it business, or is there something much bigger happening behind the scene? Stay with me because this conversation is about to get interesting. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please remember to subscribe, like, and also comment. So guys, continue watching the video until the end, and then I'll come back with more comments.
Right now, the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that.
Up first this evening, President Donald Trump's nominee for the United States, Ambassador to Jamaica Kari Lake, pledged to strengthen security cooperation with Kingston and push back against China's growing influence in the Caribbean.
Donald Trump ally was grilled before the Senate committee on Thursday on a range of issues. She's promising to hit the ground running if confirmed. Among the issues at the top of her agenda, to create opportunities in Jamaica for American businesses, raising concern about China's growing influence in the country.
Right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or the CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States, we want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand.
Another concern.
Right now, the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the...
Guys, let me check out this video.
Working with the Jamaican government to combat lottery scams that target vulnerable American victims to the tune of $300 million annually. Jamaica has struggled for years to prosecute these networks domestically. If confirmed, what practical resources or support would you pursue to encourage more effective cooperation between our law enforcement agencies to stop these scams?
Thank you for asking that question, Senator. I think people think, how could you get scammed out of your life savings? But there are some bad actors in Jamaica who have really honed the skill of bilking people out of their money through these lottery scams and other financial scams. And so we will work very closely with Jamaican law enforcement officials. We already have a great relationship. We'll work with our counterparts at the State Department, and we will work with local law enforcement here in the United States to make sure that we're doing everything we can to alert people to this problem, because I think a lot of people unsuspectingly don't even realize that they're obviously being caught up in a scam, and then prosecute people to the fullest extent of the law. And I will put pressure on the Jamaican government, if I'm confirmed, to really prosecute and take seriously these types of crimes.
Ms. Lake, I want to come back to you on a related topic here, and that has to do, beyond your normal role as ambassador, you're going to be responsible for an interagency effort to deal with U.S.-Jamaica counter-narcotics efforts. And that's going to require leading a team that has personnel in the State Department side and in law enforcement. Can you just illuminate us in terms of how you plan to approach that challenge?
Thank you so much for the question, and I want to commend the people who are on the ground in Jamaica. From what I understand, they're doing incredible work working with the Jamaican authorities. We're taking the incredible knowledge we have in law enforcement here in America. We have also in investigations, and we're helping to train additional forces in Jamaica. And we'll be working with the Department of War. I understand that they are very much hot on bringing down these narco-terrorists. Most of the drugs, from what I understand, are coming from Colombia, about 40% of the drugs coming from Colombia. And they stop at Jamaica, and then they go out to other areas. Some of them are making their way into the United States. One death from fentanyl or overdose from drugs, in my opinion, is one death too many. And I'm glad we have a president who's taking this issue seriously. Fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, and I think that the people of Jamaica deserve the safety that their government is now working to help provide. They've brought down the murder rates by 43%, from what I understand, in the country. They're making huge progress in making Jamaica a safer country, and I think the people of Jamaica deserve that, and the people of America deserve that as well.
Ms. Lake, what can you tell us about your take on the best way to help Jamaica? As ambassador, confirmed, you intend to focus more on aid or on lifting trade burdens, on increasing economic opportunities for the island?
Thank you, Senator Lee, for that question. I think it's an, if confirmed, we're going to look at everything. We're going to hit the ground running and look at ways to expand American business opportunities and try to level the playing field, because right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand. I think there's big companies that could help right now. There's a huge need as they're rebuilding after this Category 5, which devastated especially the southern and western part of the island. And if we don't take an active approach to getting American companies in to bid and get some of these big purchases and big jobs, we're going to see the vacuum filled by more Chinese influence in that country, and that's concerning to me. I think it's concerning to both sides of the aisle when it comes to what China has done and their influence so close to home.
We've seen that all over this hemisphere, in many parts of Central and South America. China gaining footholds, putting a base in Argentina, for example, a lot of increased ties with Brazil, with the current government in Colombia, just to name a few. I would imagine that adding Jamaica to the list, securing significant foothold in Jamaica would be a huge feather in the cap for the CCP folk who really want a massive inroad at the doorstep of continental United States of America. What do you think that is the best antidote to that, and how can you work with the Jamaican government to discourage that from happening?
Yes, right now the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that. And, you know, not just big businesses, there's small businesses as well. I love this story. You know, we all know that Jamaica has incredible athletes. They dominate in track and field and in gold medals. The fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. I mean, we all watched as he wowed the world. But they're one of the only tropical climates that also has a winter Olympic team in
bobsled.
In their bobsled. And actually, a company in Utah, backcountry, does the outfitting for that team, the Jamaican bobsled team, which I think is very cool. I mean, we definitely want big projects, but we want to encourage all kinds of American businesses to invest in Jamaica and Jamaicans to invest in America as well. You can buy a lot of things in Jamaica. You can show up and not have swim trunks, and you can purchase those. You can purchase beach towels, you know, whatever you need, shorts and shirts, but you cannot purchase winter parkas in Jamaica. And
I would imagine it would have limited utility in Jamaica.
It would. You just don't need it. So I think there's a real opportunity to work with our partners, our neighbors. Jamaica, an incredible country, and I'm looking forward to it.
There's a growing sense that gang violence is becoming more of a problem throughout the Caribbean, and the growing concern that some of this is a spillover effect from Haiti, which has been really had a big problem with gang violence. Any thoughts on how best the United States can work with Jamaica in order to bring that problem under control?
Well, thank you for the question. Thank you for mentioning Haiti. I know that not only is the United States taking an active role with the gang suppression force down there, but Jamaica is as well. Jamaica has some very talented individuals that are on the ground. I think the second in command, from what I understand, in this gang suppression activity that's happening and the work to stabilize Haiti is a Jamaican. So it's in Jamaica's interest, it's in the United States' interest, it's really in the Caribbean interest to make sure that we can solve some of the serious problems in Haiti, and we'll be focusing on that if confirmed.
So basically, America is jealous of the relationship that Jamaica is sharing with China currently. As such, there's going to be some huge changes that will be coming up that's going to impact Jamaica.
So I see persons asking if it's a good or a bad thing for America to want China out of Jamaica. No, me personally, I think it's a bad thing. And let me tell you why I think it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, America done a lot for Jamaica, but I haven't seen any major infrastructure or investment where I can say America, you know, invested this in Jamaica, whatever. I haven't seen that. When it come on to China, we've seen many things that China has done for Jamaica. Number one, if I never China, you'd know how we did for hungry, because they make food cheap and clothes. People can wear clothes, yeah, understand, and wear slippers and clean, cheap and clean. So mega respect them for that, because right now, as a third world country, the China them make the people them feel like we're first world more time. Okay, and more on. You see the fact that oil is in Jamaica, that is why I don't trust America. You see the oil where they here, I don't trust America. I see anywhere oil there, America always go and fight. But one thing for certain, the Chinese them now gonna make this go so. This not gonna go down right. Don't be surprised if Mr. Onis resign, because so the pressure that is going to reach him is not going to know how to angle it. Right now he had been caught up in a hard place, You understand? So, you see, at the end of the day, Mr. Holness being a puppet to America, this is what is messing him up mentally at this point. Because even though China has done so much for Jamaica and still doing a lot for Jamaica, from America say, them don't want them here, so it have to go. And them serious about it. Because, you see, when you hear the U.S. to Jamaica ambassador start talking about how popular the Huawei phone getting in Jamaica, you know, right there you have to think, you know, why they're worried. They're worried about spying. So they're basically saying, you know, the information, all information going to China. So the fact that we are allies, you understand, this is serious business when it comes down to the US. But with the whole thing that we have oil, me not trust US. Me not trust them. You understand, I don't trust them. And if you look into things, I don't think America ever wanted the third world countries to be better. And this is why when you don't bow to America, them threaten to do you all kind of things. And I'm going to show you one perfect example why America don't respect the third world countries. They only help us and do things to the third world countries and say we're allies because when they want to do them dirty work, they want to use it. Because look here, if America did respect third world country, they wouldn't want to take up them criminal them send come here. They wouldn't want to do something like that. So even when Rubio said Donald Trump was elected to make America safe and he won't apologize for what he said about the criminals, right? It just shows you how much they dog us and have no respect for us. Because if you're telling us politely with all the arrogance that guess what, we are saying rapists, child molesters and all these pedophiles to your country, so America can be great and better, safe. You are telling us point blank that we don't want your country to be safe if you're willing to send them here. You know what I said? So I don't trust them. I just think that is because of the oil, why they want to get China out. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happened when a country don't have enough resources to stand up on its own feet. You know, we have to go through this whether we like it, yes or no. We're bound come see them things here go on, and we have got dead left seats going on same way. But I don't think it's a good thing that America want them out of here. God no. I literally don't think it's a good thing. My thing said I'll have whole heap for do it.
So people, on a sister war go there Jamaica. Big war. You know, sister Donald Trump want peace at Jamaica now like the Chinese. Hey! I wonder how 1 p.m. I go work out the one here. Knowing say 1 p.m. cannot say no to Donald Trump. And the Chinese then come invest a lot and build up and do a lot in our country. So, me no know how 1 p.m. I go do this a one year now. Eh? How him I go tell Donald Trump no? So war go there Jamaica? Whether I don't like it or not. Because 1 p.m. cannot tell Donald Trump no. And I'm sure the Chinese government is going to get involved in this war once Donald Trump come overthrow them. Right? So, may the best person win this war. Because war is on the way for Jamaica. Oh yeah. But only thing me say, if the Chinese, if the US can come in, come pay better minimum wage, make minimum wage go up to at least $30,000. Well, me I go say, you know what? USA deserve piece of the pie. Because under 1 p.m. with the Chinese them, because the Chinese they not really pay good. So under 1 p.m. and the Chinese them, it's like a Jamaican people they in a slaves. In a slave. Right? So if one can come in, come put some pressure for our government. Say, okay, Jamaican people, they need to pay better than 100 US a week. Well, we shall see. But only thing me say, gear up for war. But I hope say all the squatters them get tackle for them land before this war start. Yes. Alright? Have a nice day.
Please help me do Lord. And I see what America send come to Jamaica. And I see what President Donald Trump sending to Jamaica. We all get up what did last week and a quarrel and a hop and a puff about the deportees or the immigrants or the migrants. But then go send come to Jamaica. See?
And nobody no read between the lines and say, yo, I must a reason. Eh? I must a reason why the Anjo-led administration accept that the deal or whatever it is. When I call it a deal. Why them accept the migrants them coming to Jamaica for nothing, for no money, for no financial gain. I must a reason. I read between the lines of people. One of those are up on a puff. Look what them are gonna send come. Look on the ambassador who them are plan to send come to Jamaica, you know. She don't reach here yet and look how she behave. You understand? 40% of Colombia's drugs what them produce, them claim to say pass through Jamaica. Eh? Them know something what we don't know. And on top of that, she have a problem with the Chinese building roads here and a port where the Chinese them. Look, yo, 2020, the end of 2026, 2027 gonna be a tough year for we. Tough year. A years America abandon we. They abandon we here. They want we as we indentured workers. Then come here in a flock as tourists. And then come and enjoy with beautiful island. They want us to stay poor and be poor so we can serve them. So they can laugh and come for the bamboo them all they sort of sitting down in Jamaica. So. And then just want we down there, down here. But not want to get into that. That's our next day.
Up first this evening, President Donald Trump's nominee for the United States, Ambassador to Jamaica Kari Lake, pledged to strengthen security cooperation with Kingston and push back against China's growing influence in the Caribbean if confirmed to the diplomatic post. She made the assertion Thursday at a confirmation hearing before the United States Senate Foreign Relations Committee.
Kari Lake is one step closer to becoming the U.S. ambassador to Jamaica. The former television journalist and close Donald Trump ally was grilled before the Senate committee on Thursday on a range of issues. She's promising to hit the ground running if confirmed. Among the issues at the top of her agenda, to create opportunities in Jamaica for American businesses, raising concern about China's growing influence in the country.
Right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand.
Another concern.
Right now, the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that. There's massive concerns, not just from their strategy of taking a huge section of the ports, but also when you look at the 5G and the telecom, with Huawei expanding, it's very concerning what could happen. You know, there's always strings attached with China, and the question is, do you want all of the information going through Huawei, where you all of a sudden would have that information being trickled back to the CCP and China?
On the issue of crime and violence, she's promising to work closely with local law enforcement as the U.S. and Jamaica continue to strengthen ties to curb the illegal drug trade and lottery scamming. Janella Press.
Finally got in there. They finally made it to Jamaica. They've been searching for this loophole for years. A window of opportunity to go into Jamaica with U.S. military presence. And you may say what you want to say. They're there to help. That's good. Right, that they're there to help, but the ultimate thing is not to help the people of Jamaica. It's to push China out of Jamaica. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Marco Rubio spoke about it. There's too much Chinese presence. President Barack Obama went to Jamaica on the same mission. You know what I'm saying? Now they have a window of opportunity, Hurricane Melissa, and they slid through that window. Now, like I've told you guys before, that there's a U.S. Air Force military airfield in Jamaica. It's called Vernon Field. Vernon Field airstrip, right, where they do drag racing. It was built by the U.S. Air Force, for those who don't know, in the 80s. That's the last time they had heavy U.S. military presence in Jamaica. And now you can see they use the opportunity of Hurricane Melissa. Okay, let's say they're...
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've just watched that full video. Now imagine this for a moment. Have you ever had two friends who suddenly started being extra nice to you? Not because you changed, but because neither one wanted the other to get too close. Sounds familiar, eh? Doesn't it? It's almost like two classmates fighting over who gets to sit next to the smartest student before the final exam. Funny, right? But many people believe that exactly what is happening in Jamaica today is what started all this discussion. During a U.S. Senate confirmation hearing, Ambassador nominee Carrie Lake raised concern about China's growing influence in Jamaica. She pointed to Chinese investment in major infrastructure projects, including a significant stake in the Kingston port. They immediately sparked debate, but here is my question. Why would a port make headlines all the way in Washington? Is not a port just a place where ships load and unload goods? Or is there more to the story that meets the eye? Well, according to many security experts, ports are more than just business center. They are strategy gateways. Wherever has influence over major ports can also have influence over trade routes, security, and even regional politics. But then another question comes up. If China is investing billions of dollars to build roads, highway, and other infrastructure that Jamaicans use every single day, should Jamaica say no? That is where opinion begin to divide. Many Jamaicans look at the new highway and improved infrastructure and simply say, a smooth road doesn't ask where the money came from. It just gets you home faster. It's funny quote, but it makes people think. After all, if your daily life improves because of new development, it's natural to appreciate it. So the question becomes, should result matter more than politics? On the other hand, the United States argues that American companies should also have a fair chance to compete for projects in Jamaica. They say U.S. businesses provide quality work, create local jobs, and strengthen a long-term partnership. But here is another question many people are asking. If America wanted to invest this much, why is everyone talking about it now? Why didn't this leave of interest appear years ago? Is the growing attention really about helping Jamaica? Or is it about keeping up with China's influence? Only you can decide what you believe. Let's use a real life example. Imagine you own a small family business. One company comes to you today and offer to renovate your shop at a reasonable cost. Just as you are about to sign in agreement, another company suddenly appears and says, wait, don't accept that offer. We can do better. What would you do? will you accept the first offer? Will you wait for the second, or will you negotiate with both to get best deal? That is very similar to the position Jamaica finds itself in today. The discussion doesn't end with infrastructure. Karelek also spoke about strengthening cooperation with Jamaica to fight lottery scams, illegal drugs traffic, and organized crime. Most people would agree that safer community benefits everyone. But here is another important question. Can two countries cooperate on security while competing against each other economically? Or do those goals eventually clash? It's not an easy question to answer. Here is a serious quote worth remembering. Uh, uh, a nation's greatness strength is not choosing powerful friends, it's choosing wisely for its own people. Think about that for a moment. Government comes and go. World powers is rise and fall. But the responsibility to improve the lives of ordinary citizens never changes. Every discussion should answer one simple question. Does this make life better for the people? And here is a later thought to balance the conversation. Politics is like a football match. Everyone thinks they are the coach from the comfort of the sofa. We have all done it at some point, haven't we? We watched leaders make decisions, and uh, from where we from where we are sitting, everything seems easy. But government our country is far more complicated than cheering from the sideline. History also gives us something to think about. Countries like Singapore build a relationship with both Eastern and Western nations while keeping their own nation interest first. Instead of asking, who should we follow? They asked, what benefit our people the most? Perhaps that is a lesson every country, including Jamaica, can learn from. So, where does all of this leave Jamaica? Should it strengthen its relationship with China because of the infrastructure and investment? Should it move closer to the United States because of its long-standing partnership and security cooperation? Or is the smartest path to work with both while making sure Jamaicans' interests always come first? I will leave you with one final question. At the end of this competition between America and China, who should be the real winner? My answer is simple: Jamaica. Because no matter how powerful other nations may be, the future of the Jamaica should always be decided by what is best for the Jamaican people. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this discussion, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notification for so you'll never miss another conversation like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And if you have not subscribed, please let me ask you again, kindly just subscribe for your support, please.